He said, she said something. He said, she said, the dreams left a deep sense of numbing. He left the seamless becoming. He spent a week's wedge on repress, a ski sledge gumming. He said, she said something. She said the beef stemmed from weeks spent in East End's clubbing. He said the seam meant nothing. She said the seam ripped the seams, left the streets red running. He said, she said, speak less, deep breath. Why even try to define what you find from the sky to the seabed? He said, she said, more of the same old warm in the grey coals. Mornings of rain at the bottom, decay in the warmth of the rainbow. He should have known that the beats went deeper. Usually they flew over the nest of the birds left weak at the end of the feature. And she felt dumb cause he felt nothing. Pissed at her mind in a vixen disguise, put her wisdom aside, was he red cheeks fucking. He said, she felt misled. Left in line with a deaf, dumb and blind, never testing the tide, never resting to cease and see. She took steps to appease all the weeks spent raving around in his weak kept secret cycles and cycles of violence and deep sex. Fucking. Laughter and screams from asleep that winter. Far from the carnage, he started the car and drove into the night till the fuel gauge blinkered. He missed delay by a sleeper. She missed drug fueled ether. Cooling a man and then cooling a man till the man called back at the door through the people. Knock, knock. She sniffed lines till he cooled up. He said, why are you still up? She said, come home. He said, alright, more of the same, just more fucked. More of the same, go hawked up. More than the Great Wars chalked up. Walk in a rainpour, sport in a chainsaw horse, what he came for, based up. See, he said she never spoke a grief level. Close to world belief circle. Sold for 50p settle. Broken on the streets, nestle. Close to what release pedal. Choking on the sweet scent of closure on the beach. Pebbles never wait in line. The line allows a great divide to make your mind evasive in the space between a place and time where laws are frozen crystallized. The bubble burst, the splinters fly, preserved, mangled blister lag, the curb, the juicy bits inside. See, he said, she said, nothing like a broken 12, spinning in the current with 100 other token girls. She said he lost his marbles way before he dared to delve in mercilessly violent current surfing to another world. And that was that was then, this is now, that was then, only then, with the fractures mend, when he dusted out, oh he's back again. She said she felt she'd opened up the guts of hell the moment she first spoke with him and let him weave his evil spell. But now and then later she was none the wiser, dumb herself, still she could tell that God was merely shrapnel in the wishing well. I wish you well, she said, from a distant height. He fled 100-meter dashes on the street steps, liquored up and senseless, swinging mag lights trying to see sense. He said, she said, back and forth the weeks when chaos in her dreams crept, chasms filled with regret, summer weeks of sleep debt and winter months of weakness. He said, she said, speak less, deep breath. So I'ma take my leave and leave behind the ghostly remnants, you can read them leaves. Still I'ma take my time and draw out every angle spangled in your state of mind. Yeah, I'ma take that risk. You can taste them lips, you can crave that fix. Still I'ma take the piss and make you question every single second that we don't exist. Yeah, I'ma take my leave and leave behind the ghostly remnants, you can read them leaves. Still I'ma take my time and draw out every angle spangled in your state of mind. Yeah, I'ma take that risk. You can taste them lips, you can crave that fix. Still I'ma take the piss and make you question every single second that we coexist. up the last supper, bubbles in a dark kettle, stomach in a large jet of rubbish till the tar settles. Drunkards in a dark heaven, runners on that last level. Blessed be the jar-headed fuckers in the bar fettle. She was what the storm weathered, he was but a skimming stone, carving up the elements, a temperance he'd never known. Where once there was love, lasting and luminous, now there is heat, dark and unscrupulous. Still they went out last night, under the ground went in. They dropped hundreds of pounds on the stuff that the drug man done bought in. They went out last night, out on the town went in. Same drinks copped in the same hot spots, yeah the same old, same old, same old, same old. He went out last night, out with the boys went in. He racked line after line after line in the bogs of the fountain inn. She went out last night, out with the girls went in. She down shot after shot after shot in the hope that the phone don't ring. It was him. Silence swept the lane, he let the siren speak for him. So let it begin. Why would you devise a plot when neither party wins? We fight, we live. We laugh and cry to pass the time, at last the life you're in. I'm done, you win. The ending left the landing light to flicker in the din. High on the underpass, 5 nights of revelry, 47 missing people, missed the calls you sent to me. She said she knew that he'd return her calls eventually. He lost it comprehensively 12 times a century. Every single crooked picture, every single bag of drugs, and every single spastic rolling angry in the gang of thugs, making homes and catching drifts and breaking homes and landing fists and taking drugs and fucking chicks. The life he lived, multicolour marble spilling outward from his centerpiece, so every mortal passing filled the warmth of his incendiary. It was meant to be, there's no need to set the scene. A naked flame is flickering in city soaked in kerosene. They never leave, cause leaving would be weird as hell. Who would cook me dinner then? You think that I can feed myself? We fight, we love, we hate as well. He said, she said, speak, let's save yourself. So I'ma take my leave and leave behind the ghostly remnants. You can read them leaves. Still I'ma take my time and draw right every angle spangled in your state of mind. Yeah, I'ma take that risk. You can taste them lips, you can crave that fix. Still I'ma take the piss and make you question every single second that we don't exist. Yeah, I'ma take my leave and leave behind the ghostly remnants. You can read them leaves. Still I'ma take my time and draw right every angle spangled in your state of mind. Yeah, I'ma take that risk. You can taste them lips, you can crave that fix. Still I'ma take the piss and make you question every single second that we coexist. Yeah, Take all your teeth out your mouth and replace with veneers. Place all your teeth in a jar full of sulfuric acid till your teeth disappear. You've been chomping on the poisonous ointment since back in the days when the breast milk was near. And now you're sitting in a maze full of snakes and a maze full of ladders trying to claim back the years. But the rungs of the ladders are enamored with a paste dripping lathered in your greatest of fears. And every exit door is smothered in the grubby little facets of the mucilage explains why you're here. So now you're gumming out a sentence to a bag of slime, trying to clear a ladder that will take you from here. By trying to trade the little solace with this weird apparition that just tangles on the obstacles and shifts shape in the air. Substance for substance, year after year. Eye for an eye, ear for an ear. Fumbling for rungs until a savior appears. Hacking off your hair and sticking flames in your beard. Syncopating, white pegs on a pinkish pavement. Sink the upper with the lower till they sink amazing. Death speckles from your gullet to your kitchen basin. Pop your teeth inside the jar, watch them fizz for ages. White pegs on a pinkish pavement. Life's bled on this sick occasion. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. You'll be home on the next rotation. White pegs on a pinkish pavement. Life's bled on this sick occasion. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. But you'll be home on the next rotation. They fizzle like they're fucking pastry. Unravel all your bandages, reveal the wounds. It's time to honour your agreement. Give me every object in your mouth, pliers and a treacle spoon. You signed a waiver in the waiting room, waiting for a date with doom. Wait for it, it waits for you. You signed your name on the paperwork. Face dealt its cards, firecrackers in your paper suit. Pay your dues. Let the fires breathe. Inhale the fumes. Let the virus seep. Wait in line till they call your name. Take your time, now you're mine again. Help me tie my scrubs as we take the strain. I'll mix the tonic in the cockpit of the bullet train. 2 parts water, 1 part caustic soda. Apply it liberally, it will take the pain away. Play the game, strap 'em in. Press record, let it begin. Eyes pick some robotic claws, stab and swing at the right bits of your haggard jaw tunneling. Can you see the apparition as before? Is the operating table like an exit door? Or is the sludge a little thinner when you're on the floor? Clambering for rarest cotton ether cloths, delete your thoughts. White pegs on a pinkish pavement. Life's bled on this sick occasion. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. You'll be home on the next rotation. White pegs on a pinkish pavement. Life's bled on this sick occasion. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Give me them teeth. my day pounding out before me. Clock the drugs meant for snorting. I was woken by the unpaved one-way ticket to a dumb day, long stay awful. So I settled for what some say's dumb, mate. Guzzling the honey in a drug haze portal forming. Forks in the road, walk water to cope in this morbid abode, grey organs. Brains pouring the code from the laws that we roll with the sticks and the stones we launch them. Dish them out in big portions. In the city fitting fittings to the warblings. Witter than the lyrics till they're forceful. Awesome. Cinematic killings like we're pissing on the drawbridge. Two horsemen, ride to the next stop. Heads pop fast like a Kenshiro headlock. 5-second countdown, claret on your best frock. Heads nodding heavily like broads in a sex shop. In the depths, locking horns with a fresh crop of morbid elect, locking thoughts in my death spots. Torn from the flesh till they're chalking their mess on the watery dregs, gushing from my desktop test. Mic sounds fresh, yes, yes. Could sound better, but it's blessed. Would sound better if the rapper that was holding it wasn't such a mess, but let's get a hold of some drugs for a sesh. I know I don't smoke draw, but I guess if you're rolling up a fatty on my living room floor, it'd be rude to protest. Stretch out the bedrock, mining for boulders. Man's got a fresh crop, glad that they called us. We got supplies now, world is our oyster. Rack up some lines now, pass me the oyster. Now that your brain's swimming baked in the chemicals, reasons for being here are far from subliminal. We go 10 years deep on this planet map. Why on earth are we sharing this bag of facts now? Look into your eyes and they're dark white, sorta like a set of sunken planets in the night sky. Like a set of something terrible to monitor my every move and mannerism present in my past lives. We're much the same, fuck that trend, fuck that face, fuck that friend. In the belly of the lumberyard wood skip, one piece of timber sharing greens in the wood chip. She's like a centerfold, I'm like a child. For some strange reason we click in the drug sheet. I make her laugh out loud as I walk her to the cash point to grab another massive wad of drug pee. She looks amazing as her nose bleeds. I look amazed at the scale of this dope fiend. I grab a tissue when we go deep. No sleep, palms full of Valium and codeine. The storm will wash away every little bit of evidence that settles and remains. It feels like pain and pleasure coexist in such uneven harmony that nobody is safe. Two sides shimmer on the same coin, spinning in a strange void, figures in a raindrop maze. Two lives littering the grapevine, spinning at the same time, living where the dust don't lay. The storm, it washed away every little bit of evidence that settled and remained. And pain and pleasure battled on in such kinetic harmony that not a single living soul was safe. Two sides shimmered on the same coin, spinning in a strange void, figures in a raindrop maze. Two lives littered every grapevine, spinning at the same time, living where the dust don't lay. It was always on the cards. I dealt the pack and threw the jokers and a mix of made of opium and tar. Applied the formula I applied a dozen times before and let a crystal vision turn into a puddle on the floor. It's always better when you build a massive force around a mortar that you feel to pummel slowly in the jaw. You're not that person, I'm that person, raining terror on my face till my retinas are raw. Stood inside the mirror was a man today, his features bloody by the beating that he'd given to his camera face. Body language was all zigzag, out of shape, mismatched, down in weight, misspent hours sitting spangled in his mountain cave. Getting paid £1,000 a day to take the satellites to outer space. It was a wonderful arrangement, especially when the clouds dissipated and the mountain quaked. He liked the visions, saw himself in them. Bright lights would shimmer in the corners of his mountain cave. And as the sun began to judder on the dawning of the seventh day, the visions turned to letters and displayed his name. And that was when he learned his name. And that was when the verses came. And that was when the herds of ugly people put their coats on, tipped their hats and neatly strolled away. Heart thickened as his pulse quickened, a star swimming in this dark kingdom. The last cinematic laugh living, a car spinning off a large lizard. Your bra pinging off an arm with it, a vast swimming pool and fast rivers. The masked millions of a half wizard, the bark trimmings with the mold in them. A jar brimming with a dark liquid, a man sinking in his star system. Come back to earth, Mr. Scissor tongue. The world is waiting for your words, we have business to attend to. What's worse than a simple math equation casting doubt and everything you've ever seen is simply untrue? Watch the pillars start to unglue. A bit of wisdom for the Philistines and vixens, and a shitty juxtaposition between this life and everything up in the sky that makes the motherfucking sun move. We're all just litter in the lunch queue, running through the carnage, spilling darkness through your sunroof. Unscrew your simple life, pick a prize to run to. Open up the sewer pipes and pick a pipe to lunge through. The sunlight casts patterns on the street swings, revealing all the sediment that's peppering the seasons. The sediment is very effervescent in its deepness. It hovers in the city like 100,000 bee stings. Gone are the days of the mountain cave out in space, and all the scoundrels sat bait waiting down the lane, basking in the sound of grey wells in the fountain spray. Glance at your watch and you realise it's counting late. Years are mounted in the bounty of your pound of flesh, pounding blood around the vital organs in your treasure chest. And yet the harness that you swore was sound is but a tangled mess that's frigging at the edges till your life is but a drowning mess. The storm will wash away every little bit of evidence that settles and remains. It feels like pain and pleasure coexist in such uneven harmony that nobody gets saved. Two sides shimmer on the same coin, spinning in a strange void, figures in a raindrop maze. Two lives litter in the grapevine, spinning at the same time, living where the dust don't lay. The storm, it washed away every little bit of evidence that settled and remained. And pain and pleasure battled on in such kinetic harmony that not a single living soul was safe. Two sides shimmered on the same coin, spinning in a strange void, figures in a raindrop maze. Two lives littered every grapevine, spinning at the same time, living where the dust don't lay.
It was 1999, bonfire night, when the red mist first enveloped his character traits. He found himself with no control over his fists, wailing on some dickhead's face from his council estate. See, many moons have passed since the hope of a 2.4 landlubber lifestyle were being smashed into smithereens. It was a year ago this very day that the intravenous sludge pumping had taken off at a wild speed. He found himself a regular at the phone boxes, cherry Lamborghini bi-carb from the corner shop. Back to the mold covered wormhole mattress stain, practice backy packs full of flints and butts stinking. Enough guzzling drugs, vein deposit lumps clogging his mud, stuck in the mud. The AM doth greet him. Spastic Max sat in a deluge of acid tabs, flame retardant tracky pants and garage rap sketching. Seldom seen was he between A to B, missions to spaghetti junctions, paints on the underpass, hanging off the highest bridge, Rangoon's quackathon, throwing breeze blocks through speeding windscreens passing. He would climb electricity mains and cut the power from his hometown and ruin the streets, reeling in the panic and clutching cul-de-sac hedgerows, watching single mothers sparking matches in the darkness of their living rooms. His grief flourished like anthill communities, couplets from an undercurrent colour source beneath the grey. Concrete corridors of monoliths in and around the pissy stairwells and pissy lifts in which he found his peace. Beneath the breadline, bread knives sliced at the smart price, car crimes, carnage's hair grade. Cracked enamel pegs inside the garbage pail, kid cabbage patch tapping veins until the sun decayed. He moved inland for better dope. Cast away bastard face, forgot the names of his schoolmates. He moved inland like seagulls, sacking off trawler ship cast-offs for landfill luncheon. The coastline haunted his thoughts, so he thought ever more about taking a saw to his neckside. He had visions of blood dripping over the floor of his 4x4 foot box bedroom next life. He'd open paperbacks but only paint the pages black and use a magnifying glass to spark a map of memories. Words would get deleted quicker than a 100-meter dash. Another night laden with some fear and loathing imagery. You might have known him, the man behind those ram raids, the man behind the letter bomb sent out to several primary schools. You might have known him as the dude who scampered down the side of your house and made off with your penny farthing bicycle. He used to watch the freight trains, he used to fish for carp and beat his catches to a rancid mush with heavy-ended claw hammers. He used to sneak into the cinema and sit in front rows and laugh his head off to the Hammer horror matinees. He used to talk to people, and people used to talk him too. That was way before the crack, the horse, the drugs, the sniffing glue. That was way before the days of simply nicking pissy booze and jumping queues of peep shopping for shitty supermarket food. See, life wasn't ship shape, life was shit mate. Life was hookers tied to his bed frame with grip tape, blindfolded piss games, neck curtain shit stain, fist gape, listening to Rick James mixtapes. He was his mother's only baby pains, his mother's only Labor Day, his mother's one and only angel saint. His mother never thought she'd see a grave before the day that Max was raking cash and chasing pavements to the stock exchange.
Hello? You about? You about it? By the way. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's fine. Alright.
His mind felt heavy, cracked skull, matter case, fragile flesh with lead bricks sat inside throbbing. He felt his face change shape and time ebbing away, the vital signs of life ankle deep inside a teak office. Sitting in the fourth dimension, he felt the raw depression of 40 horsemen stretching his organs' awful essence. He was ever omnipresent as a portal peasant, looking in the mirror clock, a devil dressed in his reflection. During thunderstorms, he found peace with life. He saw the rain as writing letters with Jesus Christ, and with his fingers he'd scribe letters across the sky, in the hope the constellations would free his mind. But deep inside his rancid flat, light flicker movements mapped, white face, wrinkled grimace, lager cans and backy gash, lost in the soil for the spastic max. 6'2", 6 foot box, 6 feet deep in the cancer tank.